if there's one thing that's always hard to see as far as thinking about the witness to the world of Christians in general, is a juxtaposition of a non-relational triggered Christian and a relational, loving non-believer. And if anyone, Christians are out there trying to defend how this person is somehow got to be right and whatever because of they claim the right creed, or something like. I'd agree with their belief statement, but at the moment they are not acting out. Love the Lord your God, love your neighbor as yourself. They are not be able to carry that out because they are non-relational at that moment. What's coming out is
toxic.
Legalism, toxic, their own triggering, etc. So I think it actually goes a long way in our integrity in dealing with people who do not claim the lordship of Jesus Christ to just own that. Christians can get triggered and be non-relational and be really not life-giving, and that's a bad thing. And part of my life, part of my discipleship to Jesus is to learn what does it mean to really walk experientially in the love of God and love my neighbor continuously, so that I don't do that, and that's just as wrong for a Christian to do. There's just nothing about being a Christian that makes you all of a sudden, you've got to be right when, And so when I'm just thinking in a situation where you have one person's a believer, one person's a non-believer, I think just that remembering that humbly in our hearts, and if there was a couple where, say, one spouse is a believer, one's not a believer, for the one who is a believer to be able to own when the other one is actually relational, and like maybe at the moment you're non-relational, you can't, but later to be able to look back and say, you know what, when we were having that argument or when we had that thing happened, and I yelled at you about whatever, I just want you to know I'm so sorry, and I appreciate how life-giving you were in that situation, how much you listened to my pain, or whatever the thing was that you can authentically say. And I just want you to know I've been talking to Jesus about, growing and healing so that I don't do that to you, because that's not, what Jesus wants. Or it's not, I don't know, you use the word that the Spirit brings to you, but I'm just thinking, I think owning that actually helps to show that our faith in Christ is not just about a dry creed, but actually what's happening in our hearts and how we live it out with people day to day. So
that's a brilliant insight, sweetheart.